Hello, everyone. My name is Jen Bouquet, Crypto Jen, also Jenny from the blockchain. It's my pleasure to be here representing Probe Group at the Global DeFi Investment Summit in Dubai. And I am so sorry I cannot make it to Dubai in person, but next time we will try to make sure to be there. So, as the BDD for Probe Group, I would like to walk you through Probe Chain, Pro, and keep you updated about what we're up to with our milestone, as well as the latest news with regards to our international expansion. So, what is Probe Chain? Now, Probe Chain is a public open source blockchain built to the purpose to transcend the debate over centralization and decentralization. Now, its mission is to apply the concept of self-embedded and finally to achieve the ion triangle in the three major scenarios: self-organization, self-finance, and self-commerce. So what is ProbeChain's mission? Now, ProbeChain is a proprietary blockchain ecosystem that has been built by the top scientists and engineers with an objective to build a trusted digital ledger to SMEs and MMEs to accelerate business growth across the globe. Now, where are the areas where probe chain is being utilized? And is it environmentally friendly? Well, probe chain is currently being utilized in trusted digital commerce, digital securities, and digital communications. Now, Probe Chain is a dynamic community network which exhibits its unique innovations in consensus mechanism, data structure, and also crypto systems. While innovative and efficient, Probe Chain maintains a low carbon footprint without compromising on security, communication, and computing databases. Now, what are the key technological innovations within Probe Chain? I actually break them down into 6 points. So the first one is the multiple layers of consensus mechanism, followed by the number two, which is asynchronous mining and block generation, redesign data structure, redefine digital asset transaction model, proposing a digital asset reporting and retrieval mechanism. And the last one is providing the implementation of coin join transactions. So what are the key features of probe chain consensus? Probe chain divides the entire network into two layers, namely the leader election layer and the block generation layer. Now, a consensus mechanism with a limited number of nodes, like the PBFT or practical Byzantine fault tolerance, is used to avoid forking and also reduce the transaction confirmation times. Very cool, right? Now, for the network architecture, the leader election layer is a participation, unrestrained, and authentication-free P2P network where nodes transfer transactions and synchronize blocks. Block generation layer is used to generate new blocks and is composed of potential nodes that are qualified. Now, for the consensus process, now there are three types of nodes participating in consensus process. The mining nodes are designed consensus nodes to organize transactions to generate blocks by solving POW problems and at the same time obtaining the qualification to become consensus nodes later. Consensus nodes generate the latest block through cooperation in the block generation layer. The relay nodes assist the consensus nodes to communicate in the block generation layer. So what are some of the examples that I can give you of probe chain application scenarios? Well, first of all is the self-organization. So probe chain is committed to supporting for the definition and construction of the distributed autonomous organization or DAO module, which is conducive to promoting the ability and level of on-chain digital justice and also distributed arbitration. Now, the next one is self-finance. Now, self-finance is a new expression in the traditional financial sector, following the concept of granulation, localization, and self-organization. Technological innovations based on blockchain, such as the use of a weekly centralized matching to achieve transaction efficiency, security, and low cost, will help more financial scenarios to apply onto the blockchain. Now, let's have a look at self-commerce. It can be said that since the birth of human beings, there has been commerce and trade. And from the perspective of structure function, the development and growth of self-organization will inevitably lead to the formation of self-commerce and self-finance, will thus accelerate this whole process. What are the key milestone or roadmap of blockchain? Well, for June to July, we actually published the key technical points in our white paper, and also completing the design and development of the underlying modules. Now, these are all already completed. For October 2021, we've got our open source code development online will be started, as well as open source community construction will also be started. Block Explorer and also blockchain wallet will be launched, and the blockchain technology yellow book will be published. And so these ones are ongoing. Now, for November to December, we will be introducing the bug rewards, performance and stability measurement, and early ecological construction, which these are yet to come. For next year, 2022, we will be announcing the iteration and ecological construction plan of blockchain mainnet. Now, this is our key milestone, which we hope that we can achieve by early next year. So let's have a look at Pro. Now Pro, we already gone through the concepts of blockchain, the consensus, and everything else. Now it's time for us to actually dive into Pro, which is a utility token used within the Pro ecosystem. So what is Pro and what are the main use cases? So Pro is an ERC20 utility token with use cases that I could think of. Number one, it is a kind of a gas fee for transactions on blockchain and the issuance of smart contracts and NFTs. Number two would be we can use Pro to stake Pro to get computing power, participating in blockchain mining, and get more Pro. The third one would be that we can actually use Pro and transform or convert them to Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, and any other assets through our cross-chain and DeFi protocols. Now, the fourth one is that merchants can stake Pro and can also list their own products on our own Promo. So these SMEs have the opportunity to actually issue their STO on the Pro exchange for listing. And last one, with Pro, you can purchase global products, again, from our own Promo. And, these are going to be products with more favorable prices. Now, the total amount of Pro is about 142,857,000 tokens. Now, this number actually found in the pyramids of Egypt, known as the most magical number in the world. So for Blockchain Foundation, the token is based on ERC20 standard protocol. We actually released about 142,857,000 pros on Ethereum blockchain on the 11th of June 2021 as an open source release. You can also find our open source release code as well. Now, in terms of other numbers, I might actually quickly go through some of the numbers. About 114 million of Pro tokens are actually the corresponding to the number of Pro to be mined and will not be in circulation until our mainnet goes online. Now, when the mainnet goes online, all of them will then be burned by calling the open source contract instruction. Now, another 5.7 million tokens are allocated to the 3 founders of PropChain. Now, they will not be in circulation before the mainnet launch, but after the mainnet launches for half a year, then the tokens will be unlocked every 6 months at the rate of 12.5% at each time. Now, the other 5.7 million tokens are reserved for the top 100 development members of PropChain. They will not be in circulation before the mainnet launch, but after the mainnet launches for half a year, they will be unlocked every 6 months for about 12.5% unlocked at each time. Now for another 10 million Pro tokens, these are going to be allocated to the PropChain Foundation in Singapore for the construction of PropChain computing power, infrastructure, and global open source community construction, self-organization, self-finance, self-commerce, agreement development, incentives, ecological application, investment, market operation, and cooperation, and etc. So they are not going to be in circulation before the mainnet launch. And after the mainnet launches for half a year, they will be unlocked every 6 months with 10% unlocked at each time. Now, for the 1.4 million tokens of Pro will be used for the construction of the international markets, as well as the expansion and also any other application scenarios within the international market. The other 5.7 million tokens of Pro will be put as a private placement before the mainnet goes online. Now, before the mainnet goes live, it will be locked in Ethereum, and after the mainnet goes online, mapped from the Ethereum to the mainnet for half a year, it will then be unlocked every 6 months with about 20% unlocked at each time. I'm almost done with my numbers. The last 5.7 million tokens already discussed. So actually, that's all about the whole token distribution within the Pro ecosystem for our Pro token. Now, let's have a look into the latest news in terms of building Pro and also PropChain's international community. Now, we are in the process of building our international community, and we also have been actively participating in many summits like this one. I have been on to different summits like Game On Summit in Hong Kong, DeFi Summit in Dubai, which is this one, and also the NFT Con in Canada as well. We are also actively looking for partners that we can grow our ecosystem with. We have also just been also voted. I have just been informed by the guys at this summit that we actually have been voted as the winner for best new public blockchain. And so I would like to say thank you to everyone who have voted for Pro. And I also would like to thank all of you who are watching us right now. I hope that you will check us out for PropChain. We are everywhere. We are also on Twitter and Telegram. So reach out, and you can reach out to me as well. Together with your support and also our ever-growing community, I believe that PropChain will become one of the front runners within the blockchain space on a global scale. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Global DeFi Investment Summit, for having me as well as PropChain as part of your event. Thank you so much, guys.